Yeah, you could just use his. Oh, not Mitch. Mitch, bro. Mitch ain't got to drive. Wow, that's not typical Mitch style. It's usually milk. That's usually Indy. Hey, welcome to Indianapolis, where normally our man Mitch Kendra would fit the Indianapolis 500 stereotype. He chugs milk more than he does Twisted Tea. But congratulations, it's been a long season for all of us. We're enjoying the Twisted Tea. Phil Nicoletti's here.
I got screwed. There's 3 Twisted Teas and 4 dudes, so I'm the odd man out.
That's pretty much Phil, and yes, I had to put a bleep on my computer as well for the earmuffs.
Yeah, you don't care.
It's pretty much typical how it works for you, Phil.
With what part? Getting screwed?
Yeah. Yes.
With no beers? Yeah, it's all right.
Exactly.
I can handle it.
So, okay, a perfect season in like any way you want to slice it is complete behind us. We're not at the regular Twisted Tea truck. Why not give Honda some love? Let's see. They won every title. They had a perfect season with Jett Lawrence. Brothers won both titles in the same year. They run racing the same day, which brothers had never done before. I don't know why. The only mistake they make is being friends with you for some reason.
I get 10% of all their win bonuses, too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like the richest man in the paddock right now.
Well, wait, for some reason, when Phil posts on social, Jetson Donuts is a sponsor?
Yeah, it is a sponsor. I got him. It's good real estate on my helmet, too. It works out perfect. Got the old man that's grumpy and the happy, young, go-lucky kid. So that went 22-0 somehow, some way. Dumb as a box of rocks, but he pulled it off. You know?
He only really made one major mistake this year, and that was you at Unadilla. You almost screwed him, man.
I psyched him out. I would be scared if I was him, too. You know, obviously it was practice. It wasn't in the motos, but we'll get him next year. You know, we'll break that win streak sooner or later.
Yeah, you're gonna get him. You're gonna get him.
Dude, what?
Oh yes.
Yeah,
No. Always
okay.
think positive.
Now you're being sarcastic. Okay. Yeah.
Think positive. Phil, it was a good run for you today, though. Was this your best? You'd say?
Yes. The second moto I got 7th was my best moto, so I actually rode really good, and I felt good. And yeah, we built all year, so pretty dark places this since February, and I wish people understood how it kind of went, but we ended on a high today and kind of happy, so we'll see how it goes.
And in a serious note, since you know the Lawrence brothers so well, talk about their ability to switch it on, switch it off, that they can be so crazy lighthearted you wouldn't even know they're racing and then go out there and be gnarly competitors.
I don't get it. I always go over in between intermission after second practice and first moto, go over there, kind of like loosen me up, because I'm always like, try and get in the zone and try and stay hard, you know what I mean? I go over there and it's like a yard sale in the Honda rig, you know, they're playing, you know, simulation golf or just talking shit, and it's a good time for me because they keep it low key, and even 20 minutes before Hunter goes out for the moto like that, you wouldn't even think you had a dirt bike race, so it's good for me to lighten the mood, and it kind of actually helps me out, so it's kind of, it works out okay, but I don't know how they can switch it on and off. I can't do it.
That's what I like. We now know, even behind the scenes, it's not fake. They really are like that. We got some press conference stuff. We'll talk to the Lawrence brothers here. We gave them a special ceremony at the end to celebrate both titles. We'll talk to them. Thanks, Phil.
You're welcome.
Yep. We'll get you a drink. Yep.
Yeah, when I went around the first turn, I was like, all right, this one's going to be a tough one, and then came to a stop with that like pile up, and then I seen, unfortunately Justin was on the ground. I'm like, okay, well maybe it just got a little easier because that was the only guy I really had to focus on beating. So to wrap it up in the first moto, so. Yeah, it was honestly just kind of right into that in all reality, just kind of taking passes that came, not really pushing above my head. I kind of knew where he was all moto, and my mechanic was doing a good job of letting me know. So I just kind of did that and brought it home. Don't do anything stupid. It was ours to lose essentially. So just brought it home.
Yeah, no, basically what he said. We're going back, burn the truck down. Johnny, he's gonna get hammered. It might not happen, but we're going to sip some in his drink. Don't do that. But I mean, we might not be drinking. I know. Well, we won't be drinking. I'll be going blind off of Sprites and Red Bulls. Maybe even ice cream if we chuck that in there. So, but no, we can't celebrate too much. We got to get back to work for SMX. I know the team, Hunter and I, we have no clue what that's going to be like. So we're going to try and get blind enough to where we still see something for the super motocross.
All right, we're back. We had this crew with us at Redbud. We were talking about veterans helping work within the sport. You saved me because I was dumb enough to leave my backpack. I leave something everywhere I go.
Bicycle power always is better than foot power, you know?
Yes. You rode my backpack with my computer and my GoPro back to me on your bicycle.
So we made everything happen for Redbud for all the podcasts. So you guys are welcome.
We would not have been here today. So let's break this down. Our man Mitch Kendra, Racer X, there's Kellen over there. I came up with a story idea. I'm like, let's do a story on Pro Circuit team, behind the scenes, for the magazine, coming soon. You followed them the last 3 weeks in and out of the truck, and it ends on the highest of high notes. They finally won for the first time this year at Jo Shimoda.
Yeah, and the whole concept of the story was they've had a season in hell, is what Davey's been saying, because they've had 7 guys throughout some point of the year, and they've all gotten hurt. Ryder D had an injury that kept him out for Supercross Futures. Faulkner goes P1 qualifying and I'm one, then he tore his knee up in like 20 turns into the main event. Everybody had an injury, Hammaker, Shimoda, and they finally start building up, and then the 11th hour today, Joe gets the win. Won one day, like awesome day for him, career day for him. Obviously the championships were out of grasp for them. Joe was still kind of in until the end, which was kind of impressive, but yeah, the very end, Joe wins, and it kind of changes the whole plan of the story, because everything they had struggled to do, every guy was up front there for them this year, or this race, for the first time all year, really. Ryder D was getting 2 whole shots, led a couple laps. Like, he'd been talking about getting up front and kind of changing his approach to starts. He was usually like more defending, and then he was like, I need to go for whole shots. Dilly, he got up in there, getting in the mix, led some laps, and he's like, it's going to be there, it's going to happen. We saw it happen, and I was talking to Mitch Payton now, and it's just, those guys have been injured. They just need to get those laps in and just click off those laps and keep coming back from injury. And then, yeah, Joe capping it off one day, so it keeps the streak of Kawasaki winning a main event or a moto since 1980s alive. So, yes. Yeah.
That was big. I don't think Joe was aware of that, but the team was, because they congratulated him at the end. Let's hear from Jo Shimoda and also Tom Vialle, who finished up on the podium today as well. Hayden Deegan was sick, still pulled out second overall, but skipped the press conference because he's not feeling it right now.
Yeah, I just felt good today, good on the bike. I mean, I'm looking for this type of thing where you want to ride at your 100% at the race, but today I felt the closest to that. So, I mean, naturally, just confidence came in right away for the start. I mean, I had 2 good starts that helped me. I'm stoked. It's grateful.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't really know. Like, I never raced those guys in the past, so I didn't really know the level, the speed. So I was pretty excited the first race in Para, and like, I ran my whole life training a whole winter for motocross, and I never rode like from September, October till Para, almost like a month ago. We ride almost only Supercross, and I didn't really have, like, let's say, a good base riding motocross, so it was pretty tough. Those guys are, let's say, pretty much used to it for many years to switch between 2 series, but it was pretty tough. I didn't really also the bike setup and stuff. Like, I was not lost, but I think I did a few mistakes with the suspension and myself. So I had some up and downs. Of course, this season learning the track was not so easy, especially when I didn't ride the press day. It was pretty tough. Straight in the morning, we used to do like 5-6 laps maybe, and then the practice already done, and learning the jump and the corner wasn't easy, to be honest. So I had a few good races, some race where I crashed, I couldn't finish. I missed, I think, 2 races this season. So it's pretty tough, but nice to finish for sure on the podium for the last one.
All right, a lot still going on at the track. See if you can pan over there, and we have a bit of our banquet going on. We're handing out awards, and I want to give props right there to Chase Sexton, who, look, man, he was starting to let loose on the podium. In the press conference, he said frustrated. They said, can you give us another word? And he said, how about pissed off? He wanted to win super bad. But we've seen Sexton have highs and lows this year. He always shows up. He always conducts himself like a professional, although it's burning him so bad inside. And Kellen, you saw it that last moto. He tried so hard.
He did. He tried really hard. And as he said in the press conference as well, like, he feels that the level has been raised this year because he was riding really, really good. They were 50 seconds ahead of everybody else. Like, that can't be understated whatsoever. Yes, Jett wins the moto, but Chase was right on him. And then there's 50 seconds behind them. They lap all the way up to 9th. Like, if you just take Jett out of the scenario, Chase is riding unbelievably well. It's just that someone's doing a fraction of a bit better, and Jett ends up on top again.
Yeah, and as I had said coming in, I was here for the perfect seasons of Stu and Carmichael. I think I was at all those races in person. We didn't have a threat like this. We didn't have someone who were like, he's only 1.5 down the entire way. I think everybody wanted to see Sexton do it without crashing. He didn't crash. He still couldn't get him. It's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable how good Jett Lawrence is.
I don't have words for it anymore. I've lost all verbiage that I can use to describe the season that Jett Lawrence has had as a rookie, as a teenager for most of the season as well. It's historic. It really is. Just aside from getting the perfect season done, this rookie season, the championship, what it sets up for the future of what he could potentially accomplish on a 450 as well is unbelievable. It's truly just an incredible season, and I feel like we don't look at it as that way because we're like, oh, he just won every moto and maybe it was a bit of a snoozer. But we have to encapsulate this. Like, this is incredible what he is doing at this age and performing this well.
Yeah.
He's a true freshman, like first season on a 450. Didn't do any 450 Supercross races like some of these guys do, like straight off the bat.
Yeah.
Full go rookie. That was awesome.
It's getting crazier over there at the banquet, and then Honda's going to have a big party. The Lawrence brothers said they're going to burn this down. Real quick, let's hear from Sexton and third place, Aaron Plessinger in the press conference, and anyone else we got in the media scrum.
Yeah, it was. I felt good today. I like this track a lot. I've always gelled well with this one. I raced a few GNCCs here growing up, and then my first race here was 2017. I've always done good here. So coming here, I was excited. Some of the track changes, I kind of wish they would have ran the wood section, but they didn't. So the track was a little bit shorter this year. But yeah, I feel like I rode good. I really gave it my all. I would say the theme for this year, my outdoor season, was never quitting, because it was a trying outdoor season, but I gave it my all and put it all on the track. So it's all I can do, and I just gotta get better. I can tell you it stings very, very bad, but just gonna make us better.
Yeah, I raced probably from 06 to 2012 here.
Yeah, quite a few of them.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Tell us about how excited you are with the new playoff series coming. There's a lot of money on the line.
Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely stoked for it. Obviously, it's 3 more rounds, and I'm intrigued to see what the tracks are like. If they're like one of the Speedway Supercrosses we've had, or if they're a little bit different. So excited to see how the tracks shape up, and then just excited to go to new venues and see the turnout. It's been a while since we've been over. I don't even know if they've ever raced in Charlotte, but yeah, I'm excited to get to Charlotte, Chicago, and then to LA, and then yeah, I'm pumped. There's a lot of money up for grabs, and hopefully we got a good setup going into this. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so coming down the big first hill off the start, or first lap, got tangled up with another guy. I'm not really sure who it was, actually, some Yamaha guy, and went down. And I didn't get run over or anything like that, but my bike did. I took Colt Nicholas with me, and I think Barsha was in it as well. And I bent my bars really bad, so my throttle side was like sticking up in the air. And at that point, I'm like, it's going to be hard to ride, but I'm not the type of guy that will just roll over and give up, I guess. So I did my best. I got back to like 23rd, but at that point it was like I need to at least try to set myself up for a better gate pick for the second moto, since it's based off of the first moto. So not ideal, to put it that way, and certainly not what I was expecting. I've had a good season this year. My worst overall finish has been 12th, so like I've been really consistent. I finished 8th in the standings, so I'm really happy about that. So going down like that, and like knowing I'm like not gonna take a point, or pretty much like I tried, but I'm like, dude, this is not how I want to finish off. But second moto was definitely a lot better, much better start. And rode in 8th place most of the moto. Me and Shane McElrath battled for quite some while, and then I got by him probably about midway or so, and just did the best I could. Unfortunately, Garrett Marchbanks and Dylan Wright got me at the end, and then I ended up finishing 10th. And my overall for today was 13th still, so kind of crazy that like just having a 10th place finish would give me a 13th overall. So I guess considering that, all in all, it's been a good year. I'm really in one piece. My elbow is a little banged up from Unadilla, but in general, it's good.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I hit the gate, was dead last, and then I just somehow managed to work my way up, and then next thing you know, I was actually pretty far up there. Yeah. But the only thing is, the AP got away while I was doing that. So kind of a bummer. Me and AP tied for the podium, and he got me on that one. But not a bad day. I was kind of a little bummed on my first moto, just because I felt like, I kind of fumbled a little bit. I felt like I could have beat Dylan, but he was riding good. He got by me. And then I tried to make a charge on him, but wasn't able to make it happen. And second moto, kind of bummed I wasn't able to have the energy to get up to AP. But I think my riding's good. I think I'm right there as far as the front of the second tier guys. But I think we can still, for these SMX, maybe get some starts and throw it in the battle.
Yeah, the year as a whole has been good. The traveling and all the racing's finally, catching up a little bit. We're pretty worn down. So, find some time this week and next week to recover a little bit, get ready for the SMX playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like for you, we talk about you being kind of this breakout star this year, but you had to jump into the 450 class. You did all 17 Supercross rounds. You WSX in between this, nationals. Like, it's a grind, right?
Yeah, 22 years old. Like, the hair and beard don't really show that, but we're still pretty young. So, the whole schedule, like, they always talk about the jump from 250 to 450 being, a grind, and a lot of guys aren't prepared for it because you don't really know.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a grind for sure. But like I said, I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. I mean, I got my best was in 11th at Red Bud in Moto 2, and I really wanted a top 10. We got really close, but I'm happy with an 11th for sure. I was up there. I mean, I got a couple 14s, 15s. I'm happy with it. I just really wanted more, but I'm healthy, so we'll keep building for next year.
I didn't really know. I mean, it wasn't a huge deep field until I would say about Southwick when all the good guys started to come back. And I'm not saying any of the other guys weren't good. It was just factory guys, right? And, but no, I was a little bummed in the beginning of the series because I had high expectations for 250. Things didn't pan out with the bike, and it is what it is. And we decided to go 450 just for more power and make me more competitive just with the power side of things. So I definitely think I surprised myself at High Point with getting a podium. Definitely feel like I was a 3 to 6 guy, 3 to 7 every day or every weekend. So to be there battling with those guys every weekend, I was really hoping to get another moto or overall podium, and we weren't quite there. Those guys are pretty good. They're able to put 2 motos together good, and for me, I'm still learning the start side of things. And I mean, for me on my starts, I definitely took a big step in my career on that, so I was really happy with it.
We're going to wrap this up. Just some news and notes. Team USA not announced. I've heard at least 7 names named as like, oh no, it's going to be these 3 guys. Like 7 guys are like, it's definitely going to be, you pick it, man. You want Plessinger, Sexton, Cooper Webb on a Yamaha, RJ Hampshire, Hayden Deegan, Barsha.
Barsha on 250,
It's a never-ending list. I don't know. Right, it's a never-ending list. I think they've got to announce it this week. Also this week, I heard there's a deadline for riders to declare if they're racing the playoffs or not, meaning are you hurt or you have a team, are you going to show up, so they can figure out how many riders are going to get in. We ended up having, I don't know if you guys got to follow this, Jose Butron was the big threat to get into the top 20. He pulls out a great second moto, and damn it all, Josh Hill got 19th in the second moto to grab 2 points and pretty much save himself from the LCQ.
I know Butron unfortunately had a mechanical issue in the first moto, pulled off right at the end of the first lap, but he had the speed today to probably get into the playoffs. We think maybe he wouldn't have been doing it anyway, but it definitely would have pushed Hill out. Hill would have then had to race the LCQs because Butron wouldn't relinquish his spot with the way that whole system is working. And it was quite the battle between them, even though they weren't even on the same stretch of racetrack.
Cool. Yeah, and the playoffs coming up in 2 weeks. Every rider said it's the great unknown. What's your son's name?
Langston.
Langston?
Yep. After Grant Langston, yes.
Oh, this just got way better. Langston. Congrats. Shake my hand. Langston. How old are you, bud?
7.
7. How? Who are you rooting for? Who are you pulling for at these races? Who's your guy?
Jett.
Jett. Oh, so you're happy right now.
Yes.
Langston's happy. Congratulations. And thanks for your service, by the way.
Not a problem. Not a problem at all.
All right, that's our show. Thanks to Twisted Tea. We're hanging out at Honda. We're going to have a good time tonight. And thanks to our man, Tom Journet, handling the camera back there. Great job all year. See you, folks.